Odotapas kestää hetki. Noniin.
Hello. Welcome to the first live stream of Ambassador Case's channel. Today we have to work on this beautiful K75 once again. What we have done for it is already a lot of work with new piston rings, a lot of seals in the engine, cam chain tensioner, added some extra lights, running lights, fog lights, repaired the grip heaters, stuff like that. But now we have a problem which is more or less intermittent, that it won't start. So when we push the start button, it will run.
If we first turn the power on, the ignition, yes, and then we press start button, and the fuel pump doesn't run 1 second after the starter has shut off. It would need to run for 1.5 seconds after the starter.
So we have had it working like a few minutes ago, but for some strange reason, just by touching the fuel tank, it stops working.
Yes.
So when it stopped all the time when we touch the fuel tank, there is something wrong under the fuel tank. So let's see. Do we have picture? Oh, we have beautiful picture.
Yes, we have very nice picture. Yes.
So this is the problem. No fuel relay afterwards. Now
There should be a little click heard after the starter has been released.
For about 1 second, and you could also hear the fuel pump running. So what we are now going to do first is to lift up the tank again, because
Once again, maybe the 5th time for this
this day.
This day maybe,
Yeah.
or at least this day and yesterday
Yes.
combined. We also have a charger connected to the battery so that we can run the starter as long as we want.
And we have removed the plugs, the spark plugs, so we don't have to run it against compression. The only thing we're interested in is that, do we get the fuel injection relay to work 1 second after we release the starter button? If that happens, then we also have sparks. But if that doesn't happen, we also have no sparks. So it has something to do with the ignition control unit, because the ignition control unit gives both the spark and the fuel control relay. But we don't know which wire, what problem it is.
No fuel, no spark also means no boom, so there's a very nice problem.
And what does it mean?
No boom means that I don't get to go to
It is beautiful! We are getting finally some spring in Finland. And what happens?
It is a breakdown.
Yes.
It's a wonderful bike otherwise.
But we have lifted up the tank. Oh, remember, you may subscribe and like and stuff, but you can also chat with us, I hope. Do we have the chat open?
We do have the chat open.
Yes. So if you have better ideas on what the problem can be, please send us a message. We have it on the computer there, over there. Well, I know the camera is fixed, so I cannot show you the computer anymore.
The computer is here with me, don't worry.
Yes. All right. Let's see. So what we did only now was lift up the tank on the end. It's still in front on the place, and let's push the start button.
Nothing.
We have learned not to trust one measurement. Nothing.
Still nothing.
So let's move it like 10 centimeters backwards. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Nothing. Nothing.
Nope. Nope. Okay. Then we have to remove the tank. Can you get the tool so we can open up the fuel hose clamps?
Yes.
It's on the board.
Let's do this for the 11,000th time today.
Yeah. So it was like 6 days ago. I tried to get into the camera because I have a beautiful face for you.
I wouldn't say that though. To be honest.
But that is a matter of opinion. So my wife is happy with me. That's what she says.
Facts don't care about your opinions, mate.
So 6 days ago, we had this thing running, and we went for a ride. And during the ride, what happened is that one of the injectors that are also cleaned. There's a video on this channel about do-yourself injector cleaning and testing. One of the injectors was not completely fixed. There was a clip that was not in place, so we had a little fuel leak after 15 millimeters or so. So we stopped and repaired that, and then we noticed that, hey, the tank is not completely in place. So we noticed that because the fuel line was a bit stretched from the tank to the injectors. So we noticed, oh, we made a mistake. Now, take the tank off, put it back into place. We thought that's it. And after that, we have got this electrical problem. We noticed that there were some wires that were also not a bit in place. So we were a bit unhappy last week. Now, we are, let me disconnect the wires here. Oops. It's very stuck. Is it stuck again? Or?
I think it's just not loose enough.
No, you have to open it completely up to the bottom. So, it is a 6-day-old problem, and I think we have worked on it at least 4 days. We have opened up all the connectors on the ignition control. We have opened the connectors on the ECU, and we have even opened up the wire loom. And we went through all the connectors. All are cleaned, BD40, stuff like that. Still no results.
WD-40. You have to say it correctly.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a Finn. And not an Englishman. So now we have moved the tank a bit around. Let's just for fun try again. Now the pump is not working, so you won't get any fuel on your fingers.
Yes. Nothing. Nothing.
No. The relay is not saying click, but it did just like 10 minutes before we started the live stream, and then I thought, hey, how can it be that now it works? And I just shuffled the tank a little bit around, and then the fault came back. So it must be somewhere here, but no idea where. What we haven't done yet is look again at the what's it? It's the air box with the airflow metering. Ah, the smell of petrol. Yeah, can we lift it? Yes.
And there she goes. Our troubleshoot trial.
Yeah. Let's see. Nothing. No. So now I want to first watch under the tank how it looks like. Is this all straight? Where is the place that it can push on something? Yes. So, but we have to be careful because if you do it the wrong way, you get a lot of leak.
Now you're of course out of camera.
Can you put the seat close to the seat and come this side? Because if we do like this, it shouldn't be too much leaking.
Yes. We do have some leakage, but it's okay.
So it is actually hanging. We can see here that it's hanging over this central thing, coming like 7-8 centimeters down.
Yes.
On the left side, on the right side less, on the left side more.
And it clamps onto the rubber pieces.
Yeah.
From below as expected.
So if there's trouble that is pushing on something, it must be on the left side of the bike, because that definitely is 3 centimeters lower than the right side. Okay, now before we have more leaks, get the tank back.
As suspected on the left side. That's where the main wiring harness lives.
Yeah,
which
so
communicates with everything inside the bike.
You can see here a piece of white. This is where we opened up the whole wire loom to check whether we can find any problems. It's a bit more tight than original now, where the wires come out. So we may actually cause a little bit more problems.
Thank you to Kuhn for saying that the problem is that it's not the boxer. I believe this to be very correct. However,
We have also a boxer that doesn't work.
however, it has worked admirably for the past 4 years, other than this time. So I wouldn't exactly go and blame the engine type, but I would blame the shoddy electronics that BMW made in the 1991s.
So now this has nothing to do with the starting, because this is just the left cluster shift, all the switches,
all the switches on the left side.
Yeah.
Yes. So that includes your horn, your blinker to the left, your
low
high
beam.
beam and low beam, and passing flashes.
So what has to do something with ignition and fuel, that is, first we have here, I just changed it. We have here a nice, just hit it below. It's a black plug 4-pole, and that contains the wires that interconnect the ECU with the temperature sensor and the ECU to the ignition control. And that's something to the ECU or the ECU to the ignition, but that's the only wire that runs directly between the two. But I'm not sure that that's the point, because in the end we don't have any fuel and any ignition, but that's because the fuel injection relay is not pulling. So I don't think actually fuel control has anything to do with it.
I also believe that fuel control is completely fine. It has something to do with the electronics beneath the tank, and most likely some sort of contact issue with a single wire somewhere.
I have here something very interesting.
Or grounding issues could also be, but we checked the ground, so I wouldn't bet on that.
I have here 2 plugs that are physically the same, but they have different colors, and it has the double yellow wire on it. Yeah,
you can't really see,
that's
but
a little bit out of view. Maybe I move the camera a bit.
Maybe zoom a bit to the electrical area.
I can first move the camera a bit until the camera falls, but yeah, and then a bit zoom.
Yeah, a bit zooming in, and then
that's easier said than done.
we'll see slightly better.
It's on the other side of the wood where we have mounted it.
Well, that's your problem and not mine. So
I tried to get 2 fingers on the screen. And
just bear with us for a wild minute here, as we'll figure out the angles. Just zoom it in halfway. That's fine.
Find the software that I'm running.
It's running in the background.
Yeah, and that's why I cannot zoom it.
You close the camera. I'm not getting any light.
Here I am. It's waiting for the connection.
Okay, yes, the connection is back.
Okay, let's zoom.
We might have some problems.
Yeah.
However, very small. Now this is an angle. Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like a mess, but it is a mess. So
yes. So
you were talking about the double yellow connector.
Yeah, the double yellow connector. I checked on my diagram. I printed it like 1/2 meter big on the wall. The double yellow connector should be the choke switch, which go to the violet, white, and brown. This, yeah. So you actually have a choke switch. Did you know that?
I know, because it makes a noise here. it makes a distinct noise. So I knew that I had.
I think this is still dirty. This hasn't been cleaned.
We could use pressurized air and WD-40 on that one. Once again, which seems to be the fix for everything in this bike. Give me the small canister on
The small one. Okay, here's the small one.
and I'll just use the pressurized air. Well, I'll have to use.
Yeah, we have pressure.
I'll have to use hearing protection since our compressor is very loud, and I'd like to hear jazz when I'm 60 years old. So this is the only.
I'll be 60 next year, and I want to hear when they're singing my happy birthday. So
I'll have to see if that happens.
Or hearing protection.
Or then again, we'll just send you a card that says you're an antique. How about that?
Something nice.
I promise we'll get you something. Now the plug has been cleaned, and I'm gonna just install it right in. Although this has nothing to do with our problem, but
The choke, of course, has to do something with starting sequence. But yeah,
I don't believe that's the root cause.
No.
I find it very hard to believe that's the root cause.
So do I. Very hard to believe. Okay.
It's extremely hard to believe, actually.
Okay, let's see what it does. Here
Yes.
it's off because we only have the relay.
Doesn't make a sound.
No. So now I try to wiggle on the ignition control unit plug. We cleaned that earlier today.
And we checked it also.
We checked all the wires, almost all the wires, even with small oscilloscope that we get the Hall sensor signals. And the funny thing is that when we pressed on the earthing of the plus of the Hall sensors, then it started working. But I mean, this is so protected; this shouldn't move anywhere.
And never, ever.
No.
No
change.
No click.
No click. Now, of course, we can still push on this wire number 3. I'm not sure if that's, yeah, that's on this side. Just for fun, try the same thing that worked a few hours ago.
Yeah,
But in the end, it was not the solution. We thought we were there because we pushed on.
we have many times that we have made
I,
significant.
I pushed on a certain thing and hey, it worked. And I didn't push, it didn't work. And I pushed and it worked. So we thought, that's it. Then we cleaned all the contacts and measured the wires once more.
No,
No.
guys,
Nope, not alive.
not at least currently.
So we don't have any other ideas than buy a boxer. Well, we have to. This is your grip heating. That's not interesting for now, and they work. This is also grip heating, not interesting. This is your switch cluster.
Not interesting, really, though.
No.
This might be interesting. There's a buckle here.
Yeah, it's not completely straight. It is thick yellow, blue, and white, gray, blue. Yellow, brown, and white, gray, blue is a 5-pole connector. Then I go here and I look for yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Which connector can that be? Many of the connectors are actually very easily to recognize on these schematics, but this one is not one of the easy to recognize. No. 5 pole connector, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's the handlebar switch. No, that's not it. The gear position switch. No, that's a lot of pin stuff. That's only 3 wire. 4 to the fuel.
Oh, there's a tip in the chat. If you put some sort of LED or light source in the place of the relay, you can see better when it gets power.
Very good tip. Very good tip. Thank you very much. Who was the one who gave the? Oh. Oh, and it would actually mean that you could see something. So which wires of this is the relay? That is the coil of the relay. Well, I'm not sure. Where's my meter? Here. Oh well. Yeah, for us it's easy to hear, but indeed, for people,
it's not that easy.
For the viewers, it is much better. I think it must be. Oh, I see the numbers already. It's 85, 86. Of course, it's this one. Yeah, that's the coil. What do we have? Like 100 ohms. Yes, that's the coil. I do have a lot of LEDs. So let me pick up a LED. You can wiggle some wires and see if you get some luck.
I'll keep trying here.
Put the relay back.
Yes, of course. So he went up to the sauna building to get some LEDs, and I'm just gonna stay here and try to wiggle something. I do have my suspicions about this one black plug. It has been observed to be problematic at times. So I'll just have to see what happens if I put it into another position here. Most likely nothing. I can't observe anything straight out of the gate. No. I'm wondering if there are wires. There is actually one wire, but what is it? This is very interesting wire. I'm not very comfortable messing around with all of these wires and connectors. But what more can you do right now at this point in time, other than try to figure out different angles for the cables, possible grounding issues, short circuits maybe. But we checked all of the electronics a while ago, and they all looked good. So I have zero idea of what could actually be the problem here. I can't hear the relay running. So there's that. It is very possible that it is an issue with the conjoining wires that go into the relay box or the fuses. We haven't paid very much attention to this area right here. Right now, I don't believe that this will be an eureka moment of fixing, but we'll have to see. Oh, there is 0 sounds, which is problem because we would like to have some sounds. There is, of course, a possibility also that something has gone wrong during the testing phase. But that once again would be, I would say, highly unlikely. Then again, what do I know? I'm not the electrician here. The electrician is getting a light bulb for this experiment that we're having, which isn't turning out that well just yet. We'll have to see. Because it has started up with everything neatly packaged, just like this, and these wires basically never move. So that makes me wonder, why aren't we getting any signal as it stands? I have had 0 luck with this.
Oh, just as much as up to now. So it's not me who's bringing the bad luck.
No, it's not. It's the bike. We can safely assume the bike is the fault.
I made a LED with 1 K5 resistor and a full bridge rectifier, so it will function. It's non-polarized. I just add some terminals to it.
And then we should be golden in terms of our light replacement for this relay. Right here. Wait, where is it? It's right over here. Yeah, the one in my hand. It looks like this.
Yeah. Show me the relay. I don't know now, but we can make terminals that fits.
You'll just have to improvise.
Yes.
That's what we do.
So I just have round eyes We just squeeze it a bit, and then it will work as a flat terminal.
Admirably.
I don't know where is my crimping. I'm not going to spend time finding my crimping tool.
Yeah,
This works just as
I'm
fine.
just gonna say it's elsewhere at this moment. It's
Oh, well, then you know more than I do.
maybe, maybe not. Reveal all my secrets. There's a tip to check both sides of the relays, live and ground.
Well, it's not a relay because the relay works at the moment we push the start button, but it doesn't continue running the 1 second after, which it should do.
It ran correctly, and all of a sudden we put the tank back on and it doesn't work. Then we went to church to do some live streams, and then when we came back, it suddenly worked.
Until I touched the tank.
Until he touched the tank, and suddenly all at once it doesn't work anymore.
It stopped it again.
So I'm thinking, and I still believe there might be some connection issues with the something to do with the fuel pump connector under the tank. But then again, why wouldn't this run without the pump when it previously has?
Okay, is this a visible position for the LED?
Yeah, it's very visible.
Would this be even better? It's out of our way.
Yeah, if you're gonna find a way to attach it there, I believe it would work very handsomely.
Okay. Here we have our test lights.
We'll have to test if the test light works as tested. That's also something you need to take into consideration.
Well, of course, I tried it out already. You just push the button.
We cannot see the LED.
Okay, let's first see if the LED works still. It works there, but never know after 10 meters walk. We should have energy here.
Or have we blown it already? You would have to.
Is there something wrong with my wire?
Well, it looks kind of janked from here.
Yeah, but it is multi-wire. No, it's just shortened on the resistor.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I didn't isolate it anywhere. So this is almost as good as crimping socks.
This is barely standardized electrical work that you're doing here.
It's MacGyvering.
This is
MacGyvering.
This is not MacGyvering. This is
Worse.
Yeah, this is worse. This has no actual helping ratifications to it.
What?
I can't seem to see a light.
I saw the light, but I don't see it anymore.
Is there a possibility it's now shorting to the handlebar?
No, there is not. But we have here a diode tester.
There you go.
So if I connect from here, I should have the plus on somewhere here.
Oh,
I have a light.
you have a light. Very dim one, to be fair, but you do have a light.
Okay. I think the test leads that I put on are not good. Let's see if I do like this. I don't get anything out of it.
This is test benching 101.
Yes. Now, if you put this somewhere on ground,
Yes.
anywhere on ground.
Yes, I'll use ground. There, I have ground.
The wire is lit.
There's too much stuff in the way.
That's when you try to keep everything in the picture. Let's first see if the red wire is okay. If the red wire is okay, I should have short. No short. Keep it there?
Yes.
No shorts here either. Why?
Bad luck remains to dawn on us.
Nothing seems to work today. We have voltage even.
No, we don't.
That should be the battery terminal of the starter.
Are you sure you're connected to the right one? Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Are you sure you are having ground?
I do have ground. I'm positive I have ground. This is ground.
I have the positive lead. You should have the negative.
But as you can see, there is no voltage coming out. But we have tried many.
Can you keep it
ground
there?
points.
This has been a good ground point all the time. Here I'm on the battery. I don't have reading on my meter. What happens here? We still have lights, so
We have a shoddy test connector. Or do we possibly have some fuses that have blown?
test connectors are okay. This is super strange. Here we have a very strong.
We have connection.
Here we have
Yeah,
ground.
here we have ground.
Okay, we have ground.
We have 12.3 volts.
Yeah.
Yes.
The charger is off now. Keep it on motorcycle.
Maybe yes. I don't know. I reckon we don't want to overcharge the battery.
No, but if it's full, then it goes automatically into retaining mode. Okay, so here we have an earth. Now this is too short to get to the plus pole, but we can. Where did it? Here we have good ground. Hey, but the fact that we didn't have that, could it be we have a bad ground in this area? A missing ground wire or broken ground wire?
I mean, it could be, but can we trust the wires that you have on there?
Push the button. Okay. Push the button.
Now it's just constant.
Yeah. And now?
Yeah. The light is
Okay,
working.
now let's adjust the light.
Can you? It's out of picture.
It's out of picture. We have a light, but you can't see it. You said, well, this will be a good place, but you are the one looking at the picture.
We are two. Kuhn thinks he's positive it's ground, and a laughing emoji at the back. We could, of course, go check the grounds if the tank pushes some ground out of position. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But it would be a very interesting and small margin of error if just sliding the tank a little bit immediately affects the ground.
Well, it must be a broken ground wire then, it's because if it would be loose, you could see it. There's a big bolt here with many grounds. 10, 7, 8, something like that.
Yeah. Let's see if the light works. Yeah, you can
Where's the light? Yes.
You can see the light on the.
Let me direct it so the lens is there straighter to the camera.
This is the. I mean, we have heard of grounding issues, but nothing thus far has pointed to one.
No, not really. Okay. Is the light better now?
You can see it. It's fine.
Yeah, it should be black to background though. I should have used black tape.
Well,
Gorilla tape.
You didn't, so we'll just go with this.
We'll go with this.
And
All right.
We'll have to figure out the grounding issues. Yep. So,
Well, in that case, it must be a ground that is going to this ignition control.
Yes.
Because that's the thing that is controlling the relay.
Yes. I believe the same. So now, in order to actually get that out of the way, we have to take the connector out, examine all the grounds.
No. First thing we do, can you touch the negative of the battery on that side?
And I guess ever so slightly. Yeah.
Here's the negative lead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I take the positive here.
Yeah.
Let's see, we have somebody's not making a good connection because the voltage is all over the place. It should be about 12.2, 12.34.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the time that all digital clocks are heading in the when you buy them, and there's this plastic on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's okay. Keep it there.
Okay.
Now we start. It drops to 11.5,
Which is within normal limits.
Yes. Now I get here to this one ground point, and we start. Let's see how much we lose
have
in the
zero.
ground.
We have zero.
Of course, now we have 0.
Wait.
And now let's see how much voltage we lose in the ground. 0.02 volts.
Could it be?
So the battery is connected to the frame. That's what we know now.
Yes.
So that's not the problem. But if we are going for a ground issue, then we have to see all the ground wires on this unit.
Which would mean take it out once more.
No, not necessarily. We can.
Are you sure that this ground is not shot?
I know, because we started.
It looks rusty.
This is only outside of the. You mean, well, that we could do the same check even on the housing of the.
Yeah. Let's try the housing.
Yeah. Two-hundredths of a volt. That's nothing.
That is nothing. Yes.
So we're not losing ground up to the grounding point here, but of course it might be any of the ground wires. And I have here 5 ground wires coming from this grounding point. On the other side, I have 3 more, at least.
Maybe even more than that.
No, it's 3.
I haven't cleaned this terminal though, but I wouldn't believe that that's an issue.
Well, if it is an issue, we will measure the change there. Push the button. I just nothing happened. Okay. Where did we get this ground from? Oh,
It has fallen out.
that is not a very
That
well
is
done connection.
that isn't confidence inspiring.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with it because these are the fog light wires that we added ourselves.
Yeah, but still, please don't leave it uninstalled.
No, we open it up now so we can reroute it. I lost one screwdriver. The little red one or the little green one? It's not on me.
It's not on me.
Take on me. Take on. The red one is here. Yeah, the red.
Just gonna close the power push just in case.
So this gets voltage only when the lights are on
And
the switch is on. So
shouldn't matter. But you can never be too careful.
Okay. Okay.
We have been live for 45 minutes at this point.
And what have we achieved?
Basically nothing, other than make a gimmicky light solution to a measuring problem,
Yes.
which was a good suggestion. So
Yeah.
thank you for that.
Well, we didn't make much of progression either in the previous week, so.
So yeah, we can't
What's that? No, 45 minutes or a week. No. Yeah, let's do the whole like that, then they're out of the way.
Yes, I do agree.
So here somewhere is the relay that we added. Well, that's packed in very well, isolated very well, and it's just for the extra lights.
That shouldn't affect.
Yeah, it's the bulb lights, this switch, and those lights, no problem. Okay, we've been fooling around again. Oh, the LED has fallen.
The LED has fallen, dear comrades.
Let's keep a moment of silence for our dear man.
Yes,
If we put it here,
it would be highly visible.
it would be highly visible. Okay, can you keep it there for a moment?
Yeah.
I have a great idea.
The greatest?
Oh, the greatest that I've seen myself. Nothing really but one.
Yes.
Because you need to reach the
Yes,
button.
I do need to reach the wire on a regular basis, it seems. So here we go, ruining the plastics on the bike with some
Gorilla tape.
residue, but it's okay.
Now, you may be happy if it's only the residue, but worst case scenario, when
It's
we
the
remove
paint as well.
yeah, we take the paint off.
It depends on how long it'll stand.
Yeah.
Oh, your battery is running low on the PC.
Oh, I have a power supply somewhere here. We need to leave the power supply in the church.
What?
If we leave the power supply in the church.
I sure hope not. But
Let's see.
we'll have to check. If you did, well, too bad.
Yeah, it may be inside.
We can also monitor from the phone.
What charger? It takes only the C. Let's first see.
Because the stream will cut off otherwise.
Yeah, I know the stream will cut off. How much
So-
do we have?
Little, like maybe 5. Yeah, we have 5.
The LED go. The LED is very visible now.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I have to charge it inside the house.
If the stream cuts off, we're very sorry. We currently don't have power supplied to the computer, which is running the stream, and the Wi-Fi cam. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see if we find a charger in time. In the meantime, though, the mystery only deepens, and we don't have any specific answers yet as to what to do with this.